Greetings, entities and guardians. My name is HyperHimes, and welcome back to Kick Your Run OvenBreak, where we are going to go ahead and do the final parts of the Beyond Dark Reflection story, because I recently just completed Red Velvet Cookie's Diamond and Rainbow Rank trial, which means now I have Red Velvet Cookie at max level, meaning I basically don't have anything to worry about in regards to having to worry about levels. Which, by the way, I thought I had to. Oh, maybe that wasn't just because I just upgraded this thing. And now it wants me to claim a bunch of magic candy things, which I guarantee you, like, doesn't matter to me. I'll just do you and the gold, I guess. Is why the club not? Alright, there we go. That's all settled. Alright, so in this video, this should be the last part. All we need to do is just run in this level where we're going to need to get a bunch of points just to get the little photograph in the, I guess, what is this, Secret Doors opening? I guess this is just what the level's, not the level, but like what the chapter is called. But like after that, in level 5, then we need to go ahead and meet up with Matcha Cookie, which will be an interesting interaction because she always has that missing ingredient, which I'm curious about. So immediately, we're just going to jump straight into this because I'm curious, because last time that we left off, we saw Dark Enchantress Cookie, like, witnessing a bunch of things within the mirror after it was finally fully built. And the most important thing is, she did see a few things, like things from the past, like Wind Archer Cookie having, been cursed. I think that's a TikTok. Wind Archer Cookie having been cursed by the darkness. We saw, I think it was, what the pleb else was there? I'm trying to remember. Just things from the past, basically. I'm not sure if Dragon was one of the core things. Oh no, we saw Starfruit Cookie too, at the Starlight Pantheon thing. Or whatever it was fucking called. But also, we did see the most important thing, where we saw the part in the Time Balance Department storyline. I think the first one, which is Operation Time Fixer. No, was it Time Fixer? No, it was Operation, what the plug was it? My gosh. Operation Time Guard, I think that's what it was. Where it was introducing us to Croissant Cookie and Timekeeper Cookie. And that was important because that was the lore where we saw Gingerbrave and, really, I didn't get the speed boost? Are you kidding me? Well, I guess I'll just take this one. That was the one where clubbing, I think all the cookies wanted to join up, but like primarily it was Gingerbrave and Croissant Cookie, where they went back in time. But then Dark Enchantress saw this through the mirror going like, ooh, you know what? I want to see more of that. Take me to where this TBD place is. And now that's where we're currently at right now, because it literally just left off on the fact that the background that showed what was inside the mirror was literally the Time Bounce Department. We saw nothing else after that. It was just that, and then immediately, like, cliffhanger. But there's obviously more that needs to be seen, so we have to go ahead and wrap all of this up to see how all this, like, continues. So I'm very plumbing excited. Let's go ahead and get this cooked up. We already have 16 missions done. I think this should be enough. At the very least, like, maybe one more wouldn't hurt. But, that's the really grateful thing about having a maxed out cookie. So you don't got to worry about this garbo. So that reminds me, I definitely got to run some, like, trophy races and whatnot just to get my gem count ups. Which, by the way, I think there could be a custom run video I could make. Problem is, can't, like, I technically do have one. I guess I could make a custom run video, obviously. But the thing is, I technically had one that I record on stream, but I was like, I never technically had that recorded. I only had it streamed. I feel like that'd be too blurry, which, are you kidding me? That's not plumbing enough missions? 16 is not really enough missions? You gotta be kidding me. I just gotta destroy plumbing more obstacles, then why not? Hopefully that doesn't take too much of my plumbing time, especially if I use the skill, like, right here. Like, seriously, that's a lot of obstacles being destroyed. It better count as something. Worst case scenario, I'll just spam, like, the beginning over and over again. Like, legit, look at all that. Just destroy all those up there. There we go, perfect. That's more than, that would have gave, like, 5 coins. I'm pretty sure that's enough. And also, I got a bonus mission, which I don't know what it was. 400 million points in total. Well, that's 7, there we go. And there. All of Stage 4 finally completed. Luckily, that didn't take too long, even though I had to run twice. Please. A place completely devoid of desserts of any kind. Is this the passage taken for time travel? Where are we? We passed through a wormhole. These time coordinates. Even the TBD doesn't know about this. Who?
Enjoying time travel?
Who are you?
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Timekeeper Cookie.
Why'd you bring us here?
Were it not for me, you would have met a dire fate. Your timecraft is malfunctioning, no?
How did you know that?
Simple, really. I was merely looking at things from here and saw that you were in peril.
Did you open that wormhole? And were you watching us through a time rift? Who exactly are you? How does the TBD not know of someone as powerful as you?
The TBD? Ah, the time balance department. Such a boring and dull place. I like here much more.
Time rifts? The time balance department? My head feels like it's going to crumble. Why is it all so complicated?
Keep talking and you'll get in trouble.
Do not interrupt Dark Enchantress Cookie's thinking. She must focus.
Oh, Matcha Cookie got in trouble.
Matcha Cookie got in trouble instead.
Quiet.
The time balance department. There were in fact tiny cookies who stood in the way of the great long-end dragon at the border of time. At the time, I thought they were just insignificant cookies leaping into a fight against a draconic enemy far out of their league. However, if what we're seeing is the truth, it appears they too knew how to wield the power of time. Mirror, trail any further traces of these cookies.
Timekeeper Cookie, did you just create a rift without any time weaver scissors? I thought only the director could do that. Wait, are you the director? At last the dots are connected, though after all, I never revealed my identity to any cookie.
What strange magic did that cookie just cast? Magic to tear the very fabric of time. A mere cookie cutting through a time rift? I believe a power exists that allows one to cut and piece together time according to one's will. Outstanding.
If I meet that cookie, can I eat the power of time?
That power is exactly what I need to realize my plans. Mirror, follow that cookie immediately.
Wow, this is bigger than our hotel.
Wow, this is bigger than our hotel.
Big clock. Tick-tock, tick-tock. It'd be fun if it ring too.
There are so many cookies gathered here. It appears they're having some sort of an event.
I thought it was going to be the first one here, but it seems like the cookies at the time balance department are all great at balancing their own time.
No, this is the time balance department. We seem to be right on top of the path. This mirror really is something. Isn't it making it too easy? There must be some sort of a catch.
I'm sure this had to be some sort of a scam. At least things are looking legit so far.
So this is the time balance department.
Someone's coming this way. So you are new recruits. It's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to the TBD. Come here, I'll show you around. Simply becoming an intern at the TBD is an honor you're welcome to take pride in. This batch of interns might be worth watching. Shall we run a quick test to see if you're truly qualified? Let's see if you can make to the orientation. If you can make to the orientation on your own. If this warm-up was too much to handle, you may want to reconsider other forms of employment. Still, I'm more intrigued than before. Now then, allow me to introduce the TBD.
We have found quite the adequate amount of moment in time. Tell us all there is to know about the time balance department.
아주 오래전 쿠키라는 개념이 세상에 태어났습니다. 태초에 위대한 마녀들이 특별한 힘을 담아 살아있는 쿠키와 달콤한 디저트 세계를 창조한 겁니다. 이 창조와 탄생의 시기에 마녀들의 다양한 선택의 가능성들은 쿠키 세계의 코어 시간선들을 탄생시켰답니다. 이 시기를 스위트 빅뱅이라고 합니다. 시간의 벽에 막혀 우리는 이 시기로는 돌아갈 수 없습니다. 세상을 유지하는 에너지가 충분히 흐르고 있는 시간선을 코어 시간선이라고 합니다. 코어 시간선 어딘가 예상치 못한 개입이 생기면 서브 시간선이 자라나게 됩니다. 서브 시간선 때문에 코어 시간선의 미래가 불분명해지면 시간선이 엉키며 결국 코어 시간선마저 극심한 혼란에 빠지고 말 겁니다. 이런 사태를 막기 위해 꼭 가지치기를 해줘야 합니다. 수많은 쿠키들이 살고 있는 여러 코어 시간선. 쿠키 세계가 혼란에 빠지지 않도록 이 시간선들을 아름답게 관리하는 것이 우리 시간관리국이 하는 일이랍니다. 시간관리국에는 다양한 부서가 있습니다. 그중 재난대응과는 시간 재난에 맞서 싸우고 현장을 수습하는 일을 합니다. 여기서 시간 재난이란 무엇인가? 앞서 소개했던 서브 시간선을 제때 잘라내지 못하고 점점 힘이 커지는 걸 방치하면 힘을 빼앗긴 코어 시간선이 소멸하게 될 수도 있습니다. 힘을 갖기 시작한 서브 시간선은 더 이상 시간 수습 가위 정도로는 해결할 수 없는 재난이 되죠. 이때 재난 대응과가 출동해 잘못 자라난 시간선을 철거하고 수습하는 역할을 합니다. 재난 대응과가 수습할 수 없을 정도로 커진 시간선은 어떡하냐고요? 그런 일은 발생하지 않기를 기도해야겠죠. 이런 시간 재난도 있습니다. 한 코어 시간선의 세계 전체를 위협할 대재앙이 일어나면 코어 시간선의 조각들이 시간의 틈새를 부유하게 됩니다. 이를 빨리 봉합하지 않으면 훼손된 부분에서 점차 힘이 빠져나가 결국 붕괴하게 되죠. 얼마 전 용한 드래곤이 시간 관리국이 만든 시간의 경계를 폭발시킨 초유의 사건이 있었죠. 그 사건이 바로 이 경우에 해당합니다. 재난 대응과는 실시간으로 시간의 경계를 봉합하며 시간선이 무너지는 대참사를 막았습니다. 이 외에도 쿠키 세계엔 다양한 형태의 시간 재난이 끊임없이 일어나고 있습니다. 우리가 살고 있는 이 세상의 코어 시간선을 유지하기 위해서 재난 대응과는 언제나 유능한 인재들이 절실합니다. 바로 여러분 같은 쿠키들이죠. 불굴의 투지와 투철한 사명감으로 시간 재난을 헤쳐나갈 분들. 과거도 미래도 넘어 시간 관리국은 언제나 여러분을 기다리고 있었습니다. 여러분, 재난 대응과에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
I will not stop you from choosing other employment. After all, as you saw in our introductory video, each and every cookie is constantly standing upon infinitely expanding timelines.
What was all that about? What do you mean our world isn't the only one? Does that mean I'm not the only licorice cookie?
What does that mean? Did you understand, pomegranate cookie?
I have never heard anything like it. Dark Enchantress cookie looked happy, so we're happy too. Dark Enchantress looks so pleased, so we're happy too.
A core timeline and divergent timelines. How fascinating. So this means there is more than one timeline. And created by the witches at that. This is exactly what I needed to find. The exact power that I need to gain control of. It is the sole thing that will allow me to surpass the witches. Let us seek out the cookie we saw earlier. We reached this point by following that cookie, so they must not be far off.
I was nervous since it was our first time holding open recruitment, but it seems like we've gotten a good batch of recruits. What did you think of them? I know you want to focus on getting more hires at the Emergency Neutralization Division. We'll have to wait and see what time brings us. They've not faced any more than a fabricated temporal disaster after all, and with the help of our department's veterans at that. They're the cookies you handpicked and gave the final okay to. Come on, maybe you should be a bit more optimistic. There's no telling what the future holds. I don't know. Do you think they'll be able to handle it if a true emergency happened right here, right now? I mean, no, but the TBD has you here to protect it, and all of us. And wait, no cookie has ever managed to breach it. Yet, I'm quite sure I said we will soon be experiencing the likes of which we've never had before. You never know when someone may be eavesdropping on our conversations. Who knows, they even might be doing so now.
Ah, that cookie just looked at us, I swear. You saw that too, right? I knew this was going too well. They must have showed this all to us on purpose. It was a trap.
Dark Enchantress cookie, I believe they might be aware of our mirror and its powers. We must retreat somewhere safe.
No, this is the very time to continue utilizing this mirror's power. Just how far will our cookie dare to follow us on our ventures? I'd like to see them try. Mirror, take us to the temporal barrier.
Oh, this is not going to go well in the slightest. I am really sorry to all of you if you all saw a sudden jump cut there, because I need to formally explain, which I'll probably do it in a short, but in short, for the past few videos, and I have not noticed this, and I probably haven't for longer videos, for some reason my Cookie Run Oven Break videos have just been having this lag, like frame spike, and for some reason my jaw's not popping, come on. Whatever. But they've been having this lag spike, and that happened during the cutscene where I just noticed how it literally exploded during the one cutscene where it didn't even show one of the parts, and I had to go back and fix it mid-editing. And now everything should be fixed. What do I mean? Well, you can definitely see in the previous videos, which I'll probably make a short immediately apologizing for if anyone sees that. Because it happened in prior videos, and it probably happened here. No, it did happen here. So I went ahead and fixed the whole entire issue. It literally took me like 30 minutes to try and fix, which I ended up doing. I had to use some different alternative method for trying, method for trying to fix the recording. But luckily I did. Now, the whole recording system should now look like it's actually being smooth. Which, my gosh, that irks me to no end. It literally irks me. And, like, it's not for the fact that, like, oh, it irks me because, like, oh, well, like, wasted content. Because, like, technically the content wasn't wasted. But it's like, I recorded all that stuff without it being at its, like, peak condition. And, like, I'm basically, like, the extent of, like, a perfectionist. As, like, perfectionist as you could try and get in regards to, like, recording. Because, like, I'm upset because I'm basically making it so that you're all not getting, like, what you want. And, like, it kind of hurts me. And I know there's going to be people who are saying, like, oh, you don't have to worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. Which, to be fair, maybe I am just acting like that. Maybe it isn't, like, as big as a deal as I'm making it out to be. Because, to be honest, it isn't. But considering how I do this as a career, little frames like that, with all those little, like, tiny frame skips, and any, like, sane person who has a big, keen eye to detail can notice stuff like that. And it sucks. Because that probably happened with a bunch of videos that I recorded. But luckily, I noticed it now. And luckily, I was able to get it all noted. So that means... Because here's the thing. It was so weird. Because let me give you my point of view. On the preview, it was apparently lagging like crazy. But on my screen, how I'm looking at, like, Mumu Play recording, it's fine. There was no frame skip during that whatsoever, so I never took the time to pay attention. I don't think, for some reason, I don't think this happens with Kingdom or anything other than, like, akin to those videos. I don't think so. Probably because the when, how, or color of those is different. But just specifically with OvenBreak, and I don't know how long that's lasted. But, oh, I really pray it hasn't lasted too long. But literally, I guarantee you, the moment that, like, I get the chance, I'm making, like, a uploading apology short. Even if it's not going to get, like, crazy views, I don't care. I am immediately, like, not even a post, just, like, a short. But now let's meet up with Matcha Cookie, who's in front of the cake.
So this thing shows you time itself? I want to see the past.
At long last, it stands complete. The freedom to transcend the fate of time itself. The power to shatter the veil of the world's end. Mirror, reveal what I seek.
What is all this? A massive war? Timeline? Core energy? What is any of that supposed to mean? What is going on? Too much. Can't make heads or tails of anything. But I can tell the truth is just hiding behind that wall. I know things too. I know what I need to know. I do. Don't write me off. I know things. I know what matters.
Well, was he trying to, like, figure out, like, oh, I'm gonna find out what my ingredient is, something like that, but then realizes, what's wrong exactly with matcha? Because I'm unsure myself. I hope we get some answer to that, because matcha is a very interesting cookie in my personal opinion. I almost just got hit by that. I barely scraped it by the skin of my teeth. I think that's how the expression goes. But, anyway, I'm so mad about that. Luckily, I'm literally looking at the preview recording. It all looks fine now. I can literally look at the preview because, you know, if you have OBS, then you can kind of see a preview of how, like, the recording looks. I'm looking at it now. It looks smooth. At least it looks as smooth as I could make it. I did lower some of the qualities to make it look a little bit down, and that wasn't even the initial fix. The initial fix was now I'm just recording my whole entire monitor and, like, just making it fit in there instead of just capturing the scene itself. I don't know if it has to do with Mumu Player, because I'm not sure if this ever happened with OD Player. I don't know. But whatever the case is, I'm hoping that 16 missions is enough. But if it's not, I'm going to be kind of upset. Because, like, come on. Maybe it might be... Actually, we probably... Well, okay, we did get 17. Maybe 17 missions will be enough. But... I'm going to have such a fun plumbing time trying to stitch this video together. But, whatever. It's all settled now. It's all fine now. Also, we got an extra matcha cookie. Did we not even get enough? You know, that should be good. 5 missions with Earl Grey. How about that on for flipping size? That better be enough, like, if it's 5 missions, even if it gives me 1 coin, that's still gonna be enough to get everything done. And plumbing better be 19 plumbing coins for yourself. Alright, I just want the story to be plumbing done with and over with. I'm at least glad that I could get the story done in time for the final part of the cutscene, because I would have been so mad if it still started lagging.
This is not the time, nor this. What on earth did this temporal barrel look like? Mirror, move faster! Faster! The mirror stopped. I don't see anything within it. Could this be the temporal barrier? If I am able to surpass this barrier, I will have surpassed the witches themselves, and be able to make a world where cookies are not at risk of being eaten. Shall we find a way to surpass the barrier? No, not yet. We have just now learned about the powers of time. There's still much to be done before we can make that power ours. I am satisfied with having reached the barrier for the time being. Now I am faced with a new curiosity. In another timeline, have I already succeeded in surpassing the barrier? Dark Enchantress Cookie? Based on what we've witnessed through the mirror, there is more than one core timeline. Are you not curious if I will be pursuing the same thoughts and goals in those other timelines?
I will be faithfully following you, even in these other worlds.
What kinds of battles have the other versions of myself been fighting as I face defeat after bitter defeat in this timeline? Will the other variants and the other versions of... Variant? What is that? Will the other variants of myself be endlessly yearning for what lies beyond the horizon? Title drop? Will they have flipped past the final chapter to obtain true freedom in a all-new world? Mirror, show me myself in another timeline. No. How could that? How could I fail to overcome fate, even after going to such lengths? I set the Forbidden Oven ablaze, and escaped from the inedible body that cookies are fated to. I even rewrote Cookie Kind's destiny so we would not be eaten. And yet how did I meet such a miserable, pitiful fate? No. No! It cannot be! No. If I cannot bring about the advent of a new world within the boundaries of this one, what is stopping me from simply creating a new world? The witches created the cookie timelines, so what is there to stop me from creating one of my own? Yes, that's it! A timeline without witches, so no cookie will ever have the fear of being eaten ever again. A world where the witches were not needed for Cookie Kind to be baked into existence in the first place. With the power of time, I shall create a whole new timeline in which the witches do not exist. This is... Who are you? This is it. Yes. The fact that some being out there allowed me to witness a future where I faced yet another defeat must mean there is still an opportunity for me to change the future. Being within the mirror, whoever you may be, I now understand that you are envisioning the same glorious future that I am. The Time Balance Department will come seeking for me, you say? Yes. We will soon be welcoming new guests. Prepare the Citadel. This will be the first and only time they set foot within this castle, so ensure they are given a grand welcome.
Yes, Master. I shall do whatever you ask.
Investigation Division, reporting. We have arrived at Dark Enchantress Cookie's castle. We shall now proceed to closing access to the Time Rift. Requesting monitoring.
The castle was surrounded by various forms of curses and magic. It was not easy to open a wormhole to arrive here.
It's quiet. Too quiet. Doesn't seem like anyone's here.
There has to be someone. According to our analysis, this is timeline Dark Enchantress. In this timeline, Dark Enchantress Cookie should be gazing into the time via a mirror right about now.
You're right. The Time Analysis Division's data is never wrong. Plus, the lack of cookies around is what let us get here in the first place. The mirror should be in this direction. Let's go.
Dark Enchantress Cookie, you're under arrest on charges of time theft.
Huh? Where are they? This has to be the room. But there's no cookies. There's not even a mirror. They couldn't have just seen our infiltration coming and escaped, could they?
All information surrounding this sting was top secret. There's no way the mirror of theirs could have glimpsed into the future of the TBD. We must return immediately. This is far beyond the scope of what the Time Investigation Division can handle. We need to make sure that this joint operation with the Emergency Neutralization Division. The light? It's the red curse! Quick, escape into the time rift! Seems like the curse worked as intended. They will not be chasing after us for some time.
How laughable to see the cookies who are supposed to manage time flounder around because they failed to see what lay ahead.
The mirror's heavy. Are you alright? Let me know if it gets too heavy. I'll carry it.
Hey, don't say that. It makes it seem like I've got to offer to take turns when I'm looking for servants too. This big mirror really stands out.
And it is our duty to ensure such commotions do not impede the path to Dark Enchantress Cookie, is it not?
I can do it. I'll take everyone else.
Do you want to play a game with us first?
Me too. I want to play.
Already leaving?
A good castle.
It would be foolish to remain somewhere that has already faced a raid by the Time Balance Department. Our success stems from the very fact that we acted first before they could get to us.
That is correct. And now we shall continue to be a few steps ahead of them as we forge forward to create a new world with endless time. Let us proceed towards our new plan to transcend the limits of time, beyond the timeless horizon.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, fine, Red Velvet.
Not bad. You're sharper than before. You're now part of a stronger legion. If you want to test your own strength, click here.
What is that, like? Those eyes you got right there.
You've been holding up your own so far, but settling for this would be a waste. There's more power within your reach. Equip your newly acquired powers here and put them to use. Good. If you're ready, it's time to charge once more onto the breach.
So now we have access to Harlem, but oh my gosh. First of all, we saw a full-fledged cutscene that we saw before with the update of Dark Fondue Cookie and Painted Campaign Cookie, where it showed us, like, you know, the time registration, like, division, like, entry. But then, when Dark Enchantress peered into the mirror, we saw what happened to her in Cookie Run Kingdom. And now, we also saw a whole custom cutscene where we see, like, I guess in the mirror, she saw what was going to happen with the Time Balance Department, like, raiding where she was. But since she saw what was happening, she was able to dodge that fate. So maybe she's going to use that mirror to help dodge fate anywhere and anytime? I don't know, but that's so insane to think about because this confirms that the stories are legitimately merging. And that's terrifying to think about. But I am so crazy because that means there's technically a triangle of big bads right here. OvenBreak, Dark Enchantress, OvenBreak, and I guess maybe Kingdom, maybe the just Timekeeper Cookie in general, and the actual destroyed, corrupted Shadow Milk Cookie from Kingdom, who's merging into everywhere. What the pleb is gonna happen? I don't know, but I'm hoping that once I get some secret tests, then maybe there's gonna be some more lore that we can actually access, but I have to go through hard mode first, which, oh my gosh.
whatever the case is, I feel like immediately I should, like, work on the short just to talk about the framescape and how hopefully everything should be fixed now. But still, if you enjoy the video, then please be sure to leave a like on it, and also share the video with your friends who enjoy my Kick Run content. And if you enjoy my content in general, then subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified of whatever I do in the future. And down below in the description, you can see all my social media accounts and my, card website, which is in my description. We're all plebs. You can buy some merchandise at the pleb market. And lastly, you could also if you want to become a pleb yourself, then you can become a YouTube member for just $1 a month. But above all else, I'll see you entities and guardians in the next video. Hail the Hypenese. I want to give a huge shout out to all of the plebs who are becoming members on the HyperHimes channel, being Casual Gaming, Luli Games, Jojo Sands, Eduardo Pimentel, Wavy Plays Games, Zagai Kotsu, Luca, Dings, Umi, Pibby IRL and Electronics, Chaos Jebel, Truth the CJ Official, Anti-Prank Official, Funcat, Pebbles, Sweet Ribbon VT, Dark Flare, and Mocha CRK. Genuinely, I can't thank you all enough for all the love and support, and let's keep on growing together.